The rain fell steadily on the subway platform as 32-year-old Michael Chen stood with his 4-year-old daughter, Lily. Both of them soaked through despite the limited shelter of the station overhang. Michael clutched the last $10 bill in his wallet, calculating whether he had enough for train fare home and maybe a small snack for Lily, who had been patient all day while he searched for work in the city. Michael had been unemployed for 3 months since the construction company he worked for went bankrupt, leaving him and dozens of other workers without jobs or final paychecks. As a single father raising Lily alone since her mother left 2 years earlier, Michael felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on him with each unpaid bill that arrived in their mailbox. Today had been another discouraging day of interviews and rejections. Companies wanted experienced project managers, but they also wanted college degrees that Michael had never been able to afford. He was skilled and hardworking, but without the right credentials, doors kept closing in his face. Michael and Lily waited for their train. He noticed a commotion near the station entrance. A woman in an expensive navy blue coat was standing in the rain, speaking frantically on her phone while water dripped from her blonde hair. She appeared to be in her early 30s and was clearly distressed about something. "My purse was stolen," Michael could hear her saying into the phone. "Right here at the subway station. They took everything. My wallet, my credit cards, my phone is dying and I have no way to get home." Lily tugged on Michael's jacket. "Daddy, why is the pretty lady crying?" Michael looked at the woman more carefully and saw that she was indeed crying, though she was trying to hide it while speaking on the phone. Despite her expensive clothes and professional appearance, she was in the same situation that Michael had faced many times, stranded without money and needing help. "I do not know, sweetheart," Michael replied. "But she looks like she needs help." Without hesitation, Michael approached the woman. "Excuse me, miss, I could not help but overhear that you are in trouble. Are you all right?" The woman ended her phone call and looked at Michael with a mixture of embarrassment and desperation. "I am sorry, I did not mean to disturb anyone. My purse was just stolen and I have no way to get home. I was trying to call someone to come get me, but my phone battery is almost dead." Michael looked at this stranger who was clearly having the worst day of her life and felt his heart go out to her situation. "Ma'am, I know what it feels like to be stuck somewhere without money. Here, take this." Michael pulled out his last $10 bill and held it out to the woman. "It is not much, but it should be enough for subway fare to get you home safely." The woman stared at the money in shock. "I cannot take your money. You have a little girl to take care of." "Which is exactly why I want to help," Michael replied. "Someone helped me once when Lily and I were in a bad spot, and it made all the difference. Please take it." Lily looked up at the woman with the innocent curiosity of childhood. "Lady, my daddy always helps people even when we do not have very much money. He says that is what good people do." The woman knelt down to Lily's level, tears streaming down her face for reasons that went beyond just being robbed. "Your daddy is absolutely right, sweetheart. What is your name?" "I am Lily, and this is my daddy, Michael. We are taking the train home, too." The woman looked up at Michael with an expression of profound gratitude and something else he could not identify. "I am Victoria Harrison and I cannot begin to thank you for your kindness." Michael helped Victoria purchase her subway fare with his $10, leaving him just enough for his and Lily's tickets home. As they rode the train together, Victoria learned about Michael's situation, his struggles to find work, and his dedication to providing for Lily as a single father. "Michael," Victoria said as they neared her stop, "I want to give you my business card. When I get home and can access my accounts again, I want to repay your kindness." Michael looked at the card and his eyes widened. "Victoria Harrison, Chief Executive Officer, Harrison Development Group. You are Victoria Harrison." Victoria nodded, watching Michael's expression change as he realized he had just given his last $10 to one of the wealthiest women in the city. "I am. And you just showed me more kindness than I have experienced from people who have known me for years." "I had no idea," Michael said, feeling embarrassed. "You must think I am foolish for offering money to someone who clearly does not need it." Victoria took Lily's small hand and looked directly into Michael's eyes. "Michael, you saw someone in distress and offered help without thinking about what you might get in return. That tells me everything I need to know about your character." 3 days later, Michael received a phone call that would change his and Lily's lives forever. Victoria had researched his background and discovered that despite his lack of formal education, Michael had years of experience managing construction projects and had earned the respect of everyone he had worked with. "Michael," Victoria said when she called, "Harrison Development Group is expanding our construction division. We need a project manager who understands both the technical and human sides of building. Would you be interested in discussing a position?" Michael stared at the phone, hardly believing what he was hearing. "Victoria, you do not owe me anything. I gave you that money because it was the right thing to do, not because I expected anything in return." "I know," Victoria replied. "That is exactly why I want you working for my company. Michael, you have something that cannot be taught in any business school. You have integrity and compassion, and those are the qualities I need in the people who represent my company." 6 months later, Michael was thriving in his new role as Senior Project Manager at Harrison Development Group. The job provided not only excellent pay and benefits, but also opportunities for advancement and continuing education that would secure Lily's future in ways Michael had never dared to hope. But more than just changing Michael's career prospects, the encounter at the subway station had created an unexpected friendship between two people who discovered they shared similar values despite their very different backgrounds. Victoria had been raised with wealth, but had learned from Michael's example that true success is measured not by what you accumulate, but by what you are willing to give when you have little to spare. Michael had discovered that some of the most successful people are also the most humble, and that kindness creates opportunities that no amount of networking or resume building can match. 1 year after their meeting at the subway station, Victoria and Michael were attending the groundbreaking ceremony for a new affordable housing project that Harrison Development Group was building. Michael was managing the construction, and Victoria had insisted that a portion of the units be reserved for working families like his own. "You know," Victoria said as they watched Lily play with other children at the ceremony, "that $10 you gave me was the best investment I ever made." Michael smiled, watching his daughter laugh and play without the worry that had shadowed her early childhood. "I think it was the best investment I ever made, too. It taught me that sometimes the most important currency is not money, but kindness." Victoria nodded, thinking about how a simple act of generosity had reminded her why she had gone into business in the first place. "Michael, when you gave me that money, you did not just help me get home. You reminded me of what it means to help others, and that has changed how I run my entire company." As they stood together, watching the construction crews break ground on homes that would house dozens of families, both Michael and Victoria understood that sometimes the smallest gestures create the largest transformations. The $10 that Michael had given to a stranger in distress had returned to him multiplied beyond anything he could have imagined. Not just in financial terms, but in the knowledge that kindness shared freely always finds its way back to those who give it without expectation. The rain that had brought them together that day had washed away their old limitations and cleared the path for a friendship and partnership that would create opportunities and homes for countless other families who needed someone to believe in the power of generosity and the importance of helping others regardless of how much or how little we have to